as we visit Indianola, the B.B. King Museum, on this stop, the third stop on our Roadshow 2015. We're looking forward to continuing the Roadshow in August, leading to Clarksdale, and then finishing right at home in Cleveland at the Cleveland Country Club with the annual football bash. I know Coach Cooley will talk a little bit more about that here in a few minutes. But we are very excited about this initiative with our partnership with the Dale State Athletic Department and our communications and marketing team right there on campus as we bring the Roadshow 2015. And we look forward to doing this every year as we reach out to all of our Dale communities that are close by, that are just a hop and a skip down the road, as we do our best to rally the troops leading into the fall. So as we look forward to completing this Roadshow, we look forward to taking our notes, making changes, and looking forward to next year, because we're coming right back to this area. We were actually here just right down the road about a year and a half ago at the Blue Biscuit. Many of you that are here tonight were there, and we had a really good function there. So look forward to seeing and getting another invitation for us around this time next year as we continue to move forward with our Roadshow. So thank you all for being here tonight. And we're also very, very fortunate to have such a good group of faculty and staff that always take time out of their schedules to make a trip with us as we travel throughout the Mississippi Delta, throughout the state, throughout the Southeast or the country as we meet and greet with our alumni. The Alumni Association has been really busy this summer. We've been in large metropolitan areas in New York, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., meeting with our alumni. We also have a lot of alumni meetings coming up here in the next few weeks outside the Roadshow. This weekend we'll be at Lake Tiogato with our old grad reunion in Louisville, Mississippi. So we look forward to having a good group there. We have about 50 plus people that are signed up for that. But also, when we travel to all of our metropolitan areas or other cities, just know this: if you're traveling through and you're on business or you're visiting family, you're always welcome to attend our events. We want you there. We'll be in Jackson at the Jackson Yacht Club on July 30th. We'll be in DeSoto County at the Bank Plus Training Center there on August the 8th. And then we'll be on the Gulf Coast August the 27th. So as you can tell, our office is very busy and we're very external right now. And we want you to be a part of it. And we're so glad that each and every one of you are here tonight. Whether you're faculty and staff that travel from campus, Delta State alum that traveled from the Cleveland area, or Delta State alum or friend of Delta State right here in the Indianola, Sunflower County area. Just a few things I want to talk about before I introduce to you our featured guest tonight. I do want to remind you about some important days coming up on our campus. Pig picking, September the 19th, homecoming, November the 7th. Please mark your calendars for those days and make it a point to come back to your campus. If you haven't been back to pig picking for the last couple of years, we're bursting out the seams. Station Park is our tailgate area. So we look forward to having another fun tailgate. You can enjoy a barbecue plate right there in Station Park. Also, we'll have 27 to 30 cook teams that will be competing in a cooking competition. The environment is set for you to enjoy yourself. So please make a point to come back to our campus for those days. Also, I just want to remind you all, our Bologna Performing Arts Center. If you hadn't been back to the Bologna Performing Arts Center, please take the time to pick and choose what performances you'd like to come back and visit on our campus this coming fall and spring. So be sure before you leave tonight to pick up a brochure so you can go ahead and mark your calendar on important days to come back. I know right now, starting here on the 21st season of BPAC, the Time Jumpers will be on campus September the 17th with their country music, and they were Grammy nominated just here a few years back. In the spring, we'll have the musical Annie. It'll be right there on our campus. So we want you to come back, enjoy that, and Laura Howell, our executive director for the Bologna Performing Arts Center, does a wonderful job. She'd be happy to help you if you have questions. So please pick up a brochure on your way out. Also, I want to remind you, the Grammy Museum, Mississippi is underway, obviously, on our campus. A 28,000 square foot building is being built right next door to the Q. Ellis Walker Alumni House, and just wonderful things going on there with the partnership with our university and the Grammy Museum, Mississippi. I do have a brochure up here with me tonight that Emily Havens, the executive director of the museum, has passed on. So please feel free to take this back with you tonight. You can pick it up in the registration booth if you don't already have it. And please come and visit the Grammy Museum, Mississippi. But we are happy to be in this building tonight, the B.B. King Museum. This has been a fabulous, and the staff here tonight, I can't say enough about how they helped us get ready for this date. The last thing I really want to talk to you about is, before I introduce our featured program tonight, is within the Alumni Association, we focus on volunteerism and development. Now, those ways are sometimes kind of hard to balance a little bit when it comes to the Alumni Association, because we're providing services for our alumni. We also, and as we give you opportunities to volunteer, but we also want you to join the Alumni Association as active dues paying member. We want you to purchase a Delta State car tag. It's amazing with the number of car tags that we have in the state of Mississippi. We have a set goal for the end of this upcoming fiscal year. We want to reach 900 car tags. Can you imagine if you did 900 times $32.50, which comes back to your association? You get to keep your car tag, and you also get to help market Delta State as you ride down the road. That is very impactful for us in the Alumni Association as we give back to students who need scholarships, and for us to continue to provide services to you. Now, real quick, I want to just give a shout out to Richard Noble, the past National Alumni Association president for the University of Mississippi. His Alumni Association has 18,000 plus car tags. Can you imagine how instrumental that can be to his alumni that have those car tags that are driving on the road? And I'm glad that he's here tonight. I didn't mean to just call him out like that, but I wanted to recognize him and thank him for being here tonight. I got a chance to visit with him when I was in Atlanta a few years back, when he was the National Alumni Association president, and he really helped me out with ideas as a guy that's trying to continue to grow and learn in his field. And I can tell you this, in alumni work, you're always growing and you're always learning things. And so it's really, really good to get to meet and to know him. Last but not least, I just want to kind of leave you with this: social media. Social media is very impactful for the National Alumni Association, for Delta State, and also Delta State Athletics. Now, I know that tonight I'm going to give you that plug to follow us on social media for the National Alumni Association, but also I want to encourage you to like our other social media avenues. On Facebook, please like Stakes and Graduates. Twitter, DSU_alumni. LinkedIn, we have a DSU alumni page. We want to keep you active. We want to keep you updated. Social media, it's amazing how quickly you can get information out there. It's a very important tool if you do it right. And also our Delta State University communications area and athletics does a fabulous job with their social media. With that being said, I'm glad you're here tonight. Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting your Roadshow 2015. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our 8th president here at Delta State University, President William LaForge.
Thank you, Jeffrey, and thank you all for hosting us here in Indianola. It's great to be back in the B.B. King Museum, one of our sister museums that we hope that we'll be able to tie together with our new Grammar Museum in Cleveland coming up soon. I just want to bring all of you a little bit of information from the university. Some of you are sitting with guys who know more about what's going on than I do, so you probably have more of an update than I can give you. But we've got some exciting things happening. It's kind of a quiet time of the year in the summer. Most of the faculty are gone, most of the students are gone, but we're gearing up. In fact, the cabinet has its retreat. I call it an advance tomorrow and Wednesday. We're going to be spending time kind of doing what I call a big thing. We're going to be looking ahead at some things where we want to be 5 to 10 years from now, but also be really realistic about it. We think we're getting our budget into a stabilized position, enrollment more stabilized, and those are things that are very important for us to be able to move ahead in the future. Our enrollment is right around 3,600. We're not near the top where we were back in the late 90s and early 2000s, up around 4,000, 4,200. Those are real numbers, not including TFA. Our tuition is still an incredible value. We are still charging this fall $6,012 for the year. That will change a year from now. We will go up 5%. We think it's time. But to this point, since I've been in office, we've kept our tuition flat because we've been real keen on making sure that no student is turned away because they can't afford it. The whole issue of affordability and accessibility is an important thing for us, so we focused on that quite a bit. The enrollment for this fall is projected to be about 1.5 points up. Some of you who follow the newspapers might notice that we'll probably be shown as being down. The Those of you in academics, they'll say, no, what we're projecting, it's because we're moving our purge date back toward the beginning of school. And when we do that, we're going to reconcile our numbers on campus sooner than we are used to doing. So we'll report a cleaner, purer number to IHL. Most assuredly, that will make it look like we had a downturn in enrollment. But our net projection is to have a little bit of an increase. We'll keep you posted on that along the way. We did have our first increase in 8 years last fall. So we feel real good about where we are and where we're going forward. You never can tell this time of year whether the students who come to orientation are even going to wind up coming in the fall. So some of it's kind of a guess. We have been very successful with the help of Dr. Wyatt and others in working the grant world. We have gone more aggressively in looking for government grants, private foundation grants, and corporate grants. And we've been very successful in that. The Heron Foundation for the last 2 years has seen fit to send us $1 million this year for some new program that's going to help retrain and retread our TFA participants when they finish their 2 years. The idea being we want them to stay in the Delta. And so they'll be available. We'll have 10 program opportunities a year for them to be an intern somewhere in the Delta. And we're going to offer 10 graduate programs in the fields of their choice to TFA alums, and offer them also graduate teaching assistantships. So this is something that we're doing. We think it's really good for the Delta, good for Delta State, good for Indianola, and certainly good for the TFA alums. And we're doing it on somebody else's nickel, which even makes it better. TFA last year provided us with the original money that we're putting toward our International Blues project, which includes a conference, which we have in the fall. The second one will be the first week of October this year. And we're also developing this year for the first time a blues curriculum. And we'll have a minor that starts this fall. If any of you are interested in talking with anybody about that, Dean Rowe is here and Chip Mitchell's here. And Chip has helped work on that program. He's part of the program development for those programs, if any of you are interested in that. We've had some other grants that have been very helpful. One is a $1.6 million grant that we received from the U.S. Department of Education that essentially allows us to bolster our student success. We put together on campus an Oprah Scholars Program. If you're noticing a real focus on academics, you've got it. That's exactly what we're doing. That's our primary reason. And this program focuses on kids from the Delta. This will be a message that you all hear and resonates with you. From the Delta, Pell Grant eligible, first-generation college students with ACT scores between 17 and 21. That's the vulnerable, at-risk group. And so we're targeting them to be a part of a special group with extra advisement and tutoring and classes and other things to try to improve retention, and most importantly, to help them get on the path to graduation. That's the whole idea. We have far too many students who come to school, start, and funk out, or just quit for some reason. Sometimes we know what it is, and sometimes we don't. So we're making a concerted effort to work on retention and student success, and our Student Success Center are a big part of that on campus. Doesn't sound exciting as an outside activity, but I'll tell you, it's really part of the core of what we're doing. It's going to make a difference in the long run. Our fundraising has also been good in the private sector. We are very thankful to those of you over here in Indianola who pony up and help us meet some of our goals. Keith is here tonight. If any of you need a handshake from him and a pledge card or something, I'm sure he hasn't. Those of you know Keith Fulcher is our Executive Director of Development and Fundraising and Online Foundation Activity. We hit a new record this year. We exceeded $500,000 for the first time in our annual campaign, ever. That is really a great record. And we, for the second year, exceeded $4.3 million overall in gifts and pledges. For a small university, that's huge. And so we're really moving in the right direction. We intend to continue doing that. We're going to put a full court press, not only on foundations and on corporations. There's a major company here in this city, I won't name it, I'll let you guess, who has a lot of Delta State accountants working at their headquarters. And they really wonderfully made a huge donation to Delta State, not only for scholarships for future accountants to come to Delta State, but also for our marketing budget. Because as business people, they understand we need to get our message out. the old maxim is true. If you don't know about something, you can't possibly go there to school. And so the farther away you get from the concentric Delta counties, the less people know about Delta State. So we're trying to do a lot better in getting our jobs out. We do have a position open on our cabinet. If anybody's interested in the room, we have someone filling that position right now, and it's our own Butch Caston. It's a vice president of student affairs. He's willingly stepped up again out of retirement, the second time, and is helping us out, and I'm very grateful to him for doing that. So he's a face that's familiar to many of you because he was the dean of our College of Education for many years, and you'll remember him in that role. And so we twisted his arm somehow and got him back from Idaho to come back and do it one more time. So thank you, Butch, for that. We also have decided to honor his predecessor, Wayne Blansett, who most of you know, just retired June 30th, and we will be renaming Newman's Dorm, Blansett Hall. We've already agreed to do that, and that will be dedicated sometime in the near future. For those of you who don't get a chance to come over to campus, I'll tell you that when you do, you're probably going to see a lot of dirt and a lot of things happening on campus. It's because construction is about to start. We'll be tearing the streets up here, starting sometime over the next couple of weeks. I mean, all the streets on campus, not just resurfacing. We'll be remilling them all the way. We're putting in fire suppression in 4 or 5 dormitories and buildings that have been without them forever, unfortunately, catching up finally. We're putting in new women's restroom facilities, bathrooms in the Laura Harkins dorm, badly needed. It's got double sinks for the ladies. That's really a cool thing. I went in and looked at it yesterday. We've got a major renovation in store for that satellite over there in the middle of the campus. We call our dining hall, and it's going to probably commence next year. At the end of next year, we'll probably close it down, or we'll do food service most likely in the stateroom and the union, and hopefully spend a year of work, multi-million dollars, putting a new face on that building. We can't tear it down because it's protected historically. So we're going to do the best we can to make it a very modern facility. When it comes to people and the Delta State family, there are a lot of our family friends and members of our faculty and staff here tonight. But I want those of you who are from Indianola in the area to know that we really cherish those people who have really given us a lifetime of their service. And we created a new order for that. It's the highest distinction an individual can reach in terms of service to Delta State and the prestige and distinction of a career. We call it the Legends of Delta State. And we decided last year to start with 5 legends. Now, many people who come through Delta State are legends, some in their own minds. But we have one with us tonight. One of the very first legends of Delta State who was awarded this last summer and was presented with a whole bunch of gifts because it was, I was going to say 50th birthday, 80th birthday, 50th year with the university. President Emeritus Dr. Kent Wyatt, one of our newest legends of Delta State. 3 others we announced last year and paid a tribute to were Margaret Wade, of course, the great basketball coach from the 70s, and there's a new statue from the Coliseum in her honor. We also honored Coach Lloyd Clark, who also had 3 national championships, like Coach Wade, and we named a court in the Coliseum for him and presented him with a legend of Delta State. And the 4th we announced last year was somebody that, if you ever went to Delta State, unless you were there in the 30s, you knew H.L. namesake for the Union, and H.L. was our 4th legend of Delta State named last year. The 5th legend has not yet been recognized publicly. I'll let you guess who that might be. His award will be presented in conjunction with the dedication of the baseball stadium over in October, and a statue of him will also be dedicated that day. So that's going to be a big day. Ronnie, was it October 5th? 3rd. October 3rd. You'll want to come over to Cleveland for that day. It's going to be a great week for Delta State. I would mention a couple of things from other sports because you're about to hear from one special sport. But I don't want to leave anybody out. I can only really cover a couple. Our basketball coaches are here tonight. You ought to say hello to them because they run marvelous programs. They have camps this summer. You still have another one to go. Camp coming up in the month. They had great seasons this past year, both of them. Both teams went to the postseason. They've had a great recruiting year, and we're really excited for what's going to be going on with basketball this year coming up. Jim Boone's One of his star players also, some of you probably saw, literally leapt over a 5'10" fellow and did his slam dunk and his next to last slam dunk and won the national contest for that. And Coach Boone told me that the picture of that is probably equivalent to the ticket to the European leagues, because he was drafted by the Harlem Globetrotters. Has he decided what to do?
He is not yet.
Still decided.
He's got several options.
Laquavius Cotton, he's from Eastside High School, Delta State. He's had an incredible season for us, and we're real proud of him. Coach Bird is here tonight. Our swim dive team, they just hosted the state tournament this weekend, the state swim meet for all the aquatic clubs. There were probably 1,000 people coming around Cleveland over the weekend. In fact, it was a 4-day program. Great job over there. That facility, as you all know, brought to us by Charlie Capps and Ronnie Myers and Kent Wyatt, is just a great facility. And our team this year really did well. We had 18 swimmers and divers go to the Nationals, and 13 made academic All-American. Not just All-American, but academic All-American, scoring incredible grades. So we're very proud of them. Down at the Gulf South Conference meeting, a few weeks ago, we were really proud of 2 of our students. Each year, the Gulf South Conference picks 10 students to be the top 10 athletes across all sports and across all the universities in the conference. 2 were from Delta State this year. Tyler Sullivan, our quarterback, and Taylor Holland, our star first baseman on the softball team. And we were very proud of both of them. They were big award recipients down in Florida at the conference. Well, I'm going to turn it over to a guy who is hard to precede and hard to follow, because I'm fond of saying when you listen to this guy talk, you want to put on a helmet and pads and go in the game. And the best influence I can give him is what I saw in the paper this morning. Some of you may have seen the headline, the bottom fold of the Jackson Paper Sports Section this morning. It said, Cooley is one to watch. That story, I saw it, finally they're covering Delta State. No, it was about a high school kid that's being recruited to go play football. It's the wrong Cooley, but the point is still correct. Cooley is the one to watch. I want to bring up here now. Coach Cooley, come on up and give us our great coach, Todd.
I won't be very long at all. I appreciate everybody coming out. This is awesome meeting you, and hopefully this thing's just going to grow as we move on. But just want to say once again what an honor it is to coach at Delta State University, to be the head football coach there, to work in a great athletic department. I appreciate all the other coaches, Coach Boone, Coach Murray. Appreciate you, Coach Roden, you guys being here tonight as well. It's a pleasure to work with these guys on a daily basis. Where can I start? Really excited, obviously, because it's nearly football season. It's nearly about that time. The weather's just getting just about right now, so I'm really excited about that as well. But we got a lot of things to do. And when I came here and I came and interviewed with some of these guys that are in this room right now, I had an interview one day with Coach Myers, and I stood up for 2 hours. The first thing I talked to him about was what we were going to try to do. Kind of our philosophy was the relentless pursuit to become champions both on and off the field. That's what we're trying to do with our young men on a daily basis. That's what we're trying to build, champions on and off the field. And, you know, a lot of coaches will sit there and talk about it and say, hey, this is what I'm about. This is what we are about. It's what our football staff is totally 100% about. We had our first meetings today as a coaching staff. We went through our coach's manual. I've seen those things go about 4 days. Of course, we're a tempo team. It took us about an hour and a half. We got through everything what we wanted to cover. But I appreciate our coaching staff and those guys because they share the same thing I share. They share the same views and the same goals. And I told them, I said, guys, in 2014, you know, we won a conference title. And it was great. It was about time we want to know. It's our 7th one at our school. Very, very proud of it that we got to hang our banner there in 2014. I was also proud of the fact that we had a 2.917 GPA in the spring, which is absolutely unheard of unless you're coaching at Harvard. So that was unheard of as well. But we were champions. I said that at the end of the day, we won't know if this team is truly champions off the field for about 10 more years. 10 more years we'll know. In 10 years, we'll be able to track these guys. We'll be able to know how many teachers, how many great fathers, how many doctors, how many lawyers that we have in that class. And that's really the way we feel about it every day. I want you to know that as your head football coach, that's how I think. That's how I am. I'm never going to trade character over time. It's not going to happen because character wins games. And right now, that's what we have. We have a lot of good kids. Maybe somebody else has got somebody that's better on paper. That's fine. I've never seen a football game won on a piece of paper. I've never seen it won on a message board. It's usually played on the field. Last time I checked. But we've got some great young men. They're excited to be here. For the first time since I've been here, at this time of year, we've got 61 guys on campus working out in our weight room right now, paying their own dime, voluntary workouts with our strength coaches. 61 guys here, and it's July the 20th. We've never had it before. Most we had at this point in time was 38. So we're starting to get our culture and the way we do things. It just takes time. It's taking time, President before, trying to do what he wants to do. It takes time. And I appreciate everybody supporting us and what we've been able to do. We got a heck of a season. We've got 7 home football games. We've been really, really strong at home. We're really, really strong at home because you guys come out and support us, and we can't thank you enough. The levee, which used to be the picnic area, now it's called the levee because it's grown as well, is only getting bigger and better. August the 6th, we're going to have a football bash at Cleveland Country Club. There's only 180 tickets for sale. You better get them while they're hot because they're going like flapjacks over there. I'm telling you. Get them while they're hot. Everything is getting a little bit better, and that's exciting to me. Every day we wake up in our university, and I just take this record, we got a chance to either get better or get worse because we're not going to stay the same. We choose to get better every day over there at Delta State in football, so I know it's the same in basketball. Because when I see those coaches, I like to watch how these guys coach and run their programs and how we work together. It's a team, it's a family, and that's what we enjoy doing right now. I will say this, I don't know how good this group will be. We will have a chance. And at the end of the day, that's all you're asking for is a chance. We have a chance. We have a chance. We're going to play 11 games. We expect to win 11 of them. I'm sure it's the same with Coach Boone, Coach Murray, Coach Roden. When you put on that Delta State green and white, you expect to win. That's the way it is. That's why I wanted this job. That's what we expect to do, and that's what we're going to try to do 11 times. 7 of them in our own backyard, and 1 other one down in Clinton, Mississippi, which we are going to get after them as well. So I'm excited about that. Other than that, I'll answer any questions anybody has about Delta State football. One thing I do want to say right now, there's a gentleman in this room right now that does an awful lot. Dr. Clifton Wingard, who's a dear friend of mine, head of the math department here at Delta State. A lot of people don't realize, but there are a lot of people like Dr. Wingard. I'm telling Dr. Wingard, because I've seen it with my own eyes, what he does tutoring regular students and going the extra mile with our student athletes. Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, you can come to our field house, and you don't have to be an athlete. Everybody comes in there and they know they're going to get tutored in college algebra. And it's not a professor, it is the head of the math department. And I really, really appreciate that, and I thank you so much. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's what your university does. People make a difference. I tell recruits this all the time. We got one coming in. I can't talk about it publicly. And Coach Boone, you're going to want him, but you can't have it if he gets here. But we have recruits coming in all the time, and I tell them all the time, hey, you can go visit wherever you want to visit. You might see a building that's a little nicer. You might see something that's a little newer. You're not going to see a prettier football field, I promise you that. But you might see a building that might be a little nicer. People make the difference. And people make the difference at Delta State. It's been that way for a long time, and I know it's the way it is now. People will help you solve problems. Not a building, not some new thing, people. And that's what makes the difference. The human element is so alive on our campus, and that's why we're able to get good quality young men to keep representing us the right way. All right. Any questions? I must have done a great job explaining everything. No questions. I know Dr. Raden does. Yes, we're going to run the ball better this year, Dr. Raden. We will run the ball. I'm just going to cut that one out. Anybody else? Really? We are. Promise.
61. How many are in state? How many are out of state?
Great question. I would say the majority of our roster is from the state of Mississippi. Now, of all the kids from Mississippi, I'm going to say 95% of them are from junior college. And the reason that is, and it's not that we're taking it, it's not a bad thing. A lot of young men grow up, and let's just call it is, they grow up in this state, they want to play at Ole Miss, or they want to play at state. That's where they want to play. So when they don't get recruited that way out of high school, they go to junior college. And that's okay, because as soon as they sign with the junior college, they're getting letters from us. The day they sign, hey, congratulations on Jones, congratulations going to Kahoma. We're going to keep up with you. I'm sure Coach does the same thing, and that's fine. We love to get them in front of you, but I don't mind getting them 2 years later, because I know they're tough. They play a great brand of football, and a lot of times they come in, and these guys are already ahead of their college classes, so it's been a real smooth transition. You know, we did sign one young man. Every now and then we run across a young man. We had a young man, Travis Shaw from Lafayette County in Oxford, who told us from the jump, Coach, I'm not going to a junior college. Great. we recruited him freshman year in Gulf South. Really excited about him. He's coming back at free safety this year as well. So we're excited about him. Got a lot of returning lettermen. Quarterback's only going to be a junior. So it's pretty nice to have one like that. So I enjoy coaching him every day as well. Great question. Who else? Go ahead. Yes, sir.
What do you need in the way of, line?
Yeah, that's the one position we're still working on. We've got some leads on about 3 or 4 offensive linemen. I think our defensive line, and I really think our overall defense has a chance to be as good as it's been since I've been here. You know, last year we led the nation in tackles for loss, and we were very much improved in the turnover ratio. So I'm really excited about us up front defensively. We just got to get a couple more old linemen that can come in and put us over the top. Now the guys we got coming back, I mean, they're going to be okay. But I just don't think we're deep enough right now with the way we want to practice and the heat and how we want to do things to do what we want to do just yet.
What does your offensive line average weight?
Man, right now, kids are just getting bigger and bigger. You know, just bigger and bigger. We actually signed a young man this year that weighed in the other day. He was 6'8", 396 the other day, and can actually move. You think he's not, but he can. And they're just getting bigger. Coach sees it every day. I mean, I'm telling you this, every time I go to a Gulf South Conference basketball game, I see future NFL left tackles out there playing like 4 minutes a game, because those guys are so talented. We've had a couple here that should have come on out with us, but Coach Boone keeps me away from them. But no, kids are just getting bigger and bigger nowadays. I don't know what it is. We will probably be well over, I would say, 310 to 315 average up front. And that's not really that big, to be honest with you, because everybody else has got the same guys. Those are great questions. If nobody else has a question, I appreciate y'all's time and thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach Cooley. I don't know about you guys, but I've had an opportunity to listen to Coach Cooley speak at 2 roadshows. This is the 3rd, and I have 2 more to go. I'll tell you what, I'm ready to see you at State Farm at the Alumni Association tailgate tent to welcome you, sell you a picking ticket, and look forward to just sharing that time back on our campus when you make plans to come back for the fall. I'll leave you with this note, and I have a few door prizes. Our alumni magazine will be in homes at the 1st of August, so be looking for that. If we don't have your information updated, I'm assuming that we do because you're here tonight, but please check it with us. Make sure you filled out all the information as you arrive through registration tonight. With all that being said, Chief Door, thanks. Yes, sir.
It's always a pleasure to come together with alumni from Delta State and visitors from the county and towns where we're visiting. At my table today, we're delighted to have Randy Randall with us. But special guests are here, Sandra and Frank Crossway. And Sandra and Frank served on the IHL board for 12 years. They were great friends to Delta State as well as to the other universities in our state. They've been strong supporters of our Bologna Performing Arts Center. Comes to our football and baseball games, basketball games also. So we couldn't ask anything more than what Frank has given to this state and to our universities. Frank Crossway served 12 years distinguished service for us. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Dr. White. This time I'm going to go for a couple door prizes here. I think our first door prize will be, got a nice little pillow here with the books where I'm going to try to go fast. Kind of forget about myself. Our first person will be Dr. Caston. All right, you draw deep here. Mike Ainsworth, where are you, Mike? There he is. Okay, we got a nice alumni Delta State frame right here, so you can put on a place on your vehicle with your Delta State car tag. Dr. White. You guys on the team, full force. We do. Well, and there's one. Try again. There's not a sign to this, everybody. Chip. There we go, Chip. Take it there. Thank you. We got a Delta State athletic flag, and I've got a blank. Will Brown. Will. so many come out tonight. But I please encourage you to also reach out to them as you're leaving tonight and speak to them about your area of interest if they're here tonight. So thank you all for being here. Have a good night.